Всем привет, с вами снова Falcon. И сегодня мы продолжим проходить такую игру, как Vampyr. Но перед тем, как я начну, большая просьба поддержать это ролик лайком или дизлайком, написать комментарий и подписаться на канал, если вы этого еще не сделали. Нажимайте на колокольчик, чтобы не пропускать новые видео, ведь все это очень сильно помогает развитию канала. Также подписывайтесь на другие социальные сети нашего канала. Ну и по желанию можете поддержать канал донатом. Все ссылки в описании. Давненько мы не играли в Vampyr. Так что потихоньку будем проходить. Но все зависит от моего желания. Как я уже говорил ранее. Пока я даже не помню, где же я остановился. Но сейчас быстренько вспомним. Куда мы пришли, зачем и что же нам нужно. Как всегда, долгая заглушка. Так, а смотреть, что у нас есть вообще. Так. Давайте сходим на шоколад. Поможем Тому. Чаем вампирское осление и идем. Ой, пока что все правильно. Так. Я уже успел. Может что иногда подлагивает у нас. Не туда мы. Где-то здесь, по ходу дела. Тебя только не хватало. Будем стараться, что делать-то. А на это здание мы выполним потом. Вот второе в этом уровне волшебное выполнить. Потому что тут монстр-то очень и очень сильный. Это что, потом основное выполним. Задание. Если что, всегда можно побегать в форту. Пока ждем, когда загрузятся. А, вот шоколад-то, наверное. Свозимся с ним все-таки. Попробуем. Думаю, я сам ошибся. Я даже понял уже в чем была моя ошибка. Так, лечимся. Там мы с ним разберемся. Так. Ладно. Осталось чуть-чуть. Главное не зажимать себя в угол. Так, используем. И этого, наверное, хватит. Да, хватает до нашей победы. Так. Осталось только найти то, что нам нужно. Если где-то здесь мы и найдем.
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time. А что, у Тома-то тоже темное прошлое. Мы пока отправляемся дальше. Мы помним еще, наверное, одно второстепенное задание. Нет, так не получится. Так же. Надо найти выход теперь. И погнать на место.
Так. Идем к Тому. Это такое?
Good evening, sir. I'm amazed you made it back to the docks alone. Good for you.
Well, I could say the same about you, young man. More to the point, who the hell are you?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
And I am Archer Woodbead. Please excuse my
Поздравляю
assertiveness.
подписчиков.
I often forget I'm just an old prune.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
People used to feel safe around here. They had the gangs protecting them. Now all they do is bicker and plot against one another.
Missing the good old days, are you?
Дальше позже.
Trust me, son. The longer you live, the less meaning your existence will have. You need to remember the days you still had beliefs.
And what about the gangs?
Back in my day, people trusted the wet boot boys. We looked out for the docks and its families. Nowadays, they're just a bunch of greedy fuckers.
You were a gang member.
I was their leader for a time, believe it or not. Now these
Ничего
bastards
себе.
act like I'm nothing. Not one of them. They owe me some damn respect.
Так что он тоже из мокрых ботинок.
If you were such a respected figure, surely you have many interesting stories about this part of town.
You bet I do, but make no mistake. I'm no rat, sir. Some secrets are best left buried.
You
Продолжаем
still
ваш
know
плод.
anyone? From the old days, I mean.
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham salutations. She doesn't remember me. She did once like me. Boy, she was a beauty back then.
Who would you trust around here?
The owner of the Turquoise Turtle's a decent fella. Tom's his name. Sean Hampton's all right too. Don't particularly share his religious views. He's quite devout if you catch my meaning.
Any remarkable new faces around here?
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Curse. I like him, despite the reputation he's made since his parents died. Poor little bastard.
Можно потом не сериям, что также лучше ждать все вопросы.
I'm sure a district as colorful as the docks must have plenty of stories about strange visitors and creepy characters.
So, you want me to talk about the sewer dog, don't you?
If you don't mind.
The sewer dog is a bitch. Appropriately named. An old woman dressed in rags. She has an elegance, though. Despite her ugliness. I saw her once. Scared the life out of me.
Так.
Have you always been so bitter?
It's not bitterness, it's poorly masked disgust. When everything turns to shit, we all have to eat a spoon or two.
Дальше будет
As a
лучше.
practitioner, I believe science will provide a new standard of welfare. It's just a matter of time.
I'd like to believe you, Doctor. But recently all science has been good for is mustard gas and machine guns.
But what about social progress? What about women getting the right to vote? Things can change for the better.
I've never voted, not once. And my wife, God rest her soul, she was too busy taking care of the kids to vote.
Tell me about the Wet Boot Boys, Archer. I want to know more.
We were there for the families and each other. It was us against the world. We were vicious, tough, even cruel. But we were united.
You sound like you were some kind of radical union member.
Yes, nowadays the communists and gangs squabble over pointless territory. Sounds stupid when you say it out loud.
Сейчас идем вопрос.
Tell me everything you know about the Guard of Priwen.
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military training. Access to some impressive firepower.
And what is your personal opinion about the Guard, then?
This Guard of Priwen is just another gang preying on the young and naive. Preying on people like my boy. I know how it works. I invented it.
Why did your son really join the guard of Priwen?
If I believed in a higher power, I'd see this as punishment for my own sins. I deserve it for all the young men I enlisted back in the day.
Czemu k nim prześredniucie?
You don't believe in God, though, do you, Mr. Woodbead? So why did he join?
Now I think about it, Andrew joined the guard, not to defy me, but to follow in my footsteps, to make me proud.
А как ты это объяснил?
So your son has left you nothing to explain his actions? No letter or message?
Not even a note. I'm a proud man, Dr. Reed, but I would kneel and pray if I thought it would give me my Andrew back.
Так.
I'm looking for a man named Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
The sad saint. Even when he was young, his faith and dedication were inspiring. A beacon even, if I may say so.
Interesting. But have you spoken to him recently?
I spoke with him about my missing son a few days ago. I've not seen him since he was attacked by some drunkard and left the vicinity.
Do you need my medical attention, sir?
I'm as fit as an old dog given the circumstances.
Goodbye, sir.
Мы, наверное, больше второстепенными заданиями позанимаемся. Скорее всего. Да, еще какое-то задание мы успеем выполнить. Аж только бабу бы найти. И нести туда. Джин. А где он, я не помню. О, где-то рядышком мы уже. Не сюда. Что-то я пока немножко запутался. Что-нибудь все равно найдем. Походу мы сейчас идем туда, куда нам нужно.
Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Priwen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass
Ага,
without
вампиров-то не
trouble.
That
попустят.
was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologise, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
Так. Ну, пока пожелать ему вопрос.
Tell me about your arrest for attempted murder, Tom.
I tried to kill someone. I got arrested. I paid my debt and I have nothing to hide.
So you mean your customers know about your sordid past?
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open? I have nothing to hide and I don't judge. That's a relief for many round here.
Продолжаем задавать
Do you
вопросы.
think prison changed you? Made you a better man?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I brought back is bad memories, scars, and an ugly tattoo of a blue turtle.
But do you feel cleansed of your sins?
All I know is that I'm at peace. I did what I did, but I wouldn't do it again. Does that make me a better man? I don't know.
Why not
Продолжаем
leave town and
наш
start
допрос.
a new life after you got out of jail?
I grew up in the East End. This is where my roots are. This is where I want to help others and die eventually.
Думаете, в долгах шагах
Do
это
you think
лучше?
the docks will always be a hive of scum and villainy?
As long as poverty and fear run the show, I don't see how it would change. Misery loves company, as they say.
Здесь не опасно оставаться?
Don't you feel threatened, staying in such a violent and criminal neighborhood?
I've made peace with my violent past, Dr. Reed. I may not be a pacifist, but I'm not angry anymore.
You attempted murder. Give me some details.
I was given an order to kill. I was an obedient gang member at the time, a proud wet boot boy.
Он тоже был в мокрых ботинках.
Why did you join the gang?
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have any idea what it means to feel respected when the rest of the world shits on you?
So you were ordered to kill someone. What happened then?
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but I couldn't kill him. I just stood there pointing my gun. Someone saw me. I gave up.
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy life of easy pickings. And then something happened.
Проникся его чувствами.
You refused to kill him because you wanted to feel some of that happiness yourself. You empathized with him.
Exactly. The man was a bloody landlord who rented overpriced flats. A selfish bastard. But he made me smile. And I was no different from him.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Так же. Тут мы потом, когда там будем. Еще одно задание выполним. И на этом, наверное, все.
Clients, but with the epidemic, no one.
Так же. А, мы не туда пока идем.
It's locked.
Так же. Там посмотрим. Может еще одного выполним, может нет. Посмотрим, сколько я успел с этим заданием. Смотрим на карту.
I have this thirst for blood.
Так. Конечно, не понимаю, что от меня требуется. Сейчас разберемся.
I cannot enter.
Some call this the bad part of town.
Сейчас разберемся. В любом случае. Скорее всего, да, это задание будет последним на сегодня. Поиски продолжаются.
Don't you think Miss
Max.
Fishburne is nice to us? But I always have the feeling she's hiding something. For now, you're still the only real friend I have, Jack.
Подсказку что получили. Где Шельмов? Да, это связано с ним.
Good evening, madam. I'm
Давайте
Dr.
с ней
Reed.
поговорим.
Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in? I'm not sure an epidemic is what worries people most these days.
Давайте поговорим с ней.
So you have questions about the flu then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in
Hello,
the East
Pasha.
End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always
Уважаем
fed
нашего
on
Паша.
poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
Кем вы
May I
работаете?
ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
How do you pay the rent then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
The orphan that regards you as a mother.
Хочешь,
Please
Маша?
tell me about him, Stella.
Хорошо, вдруг потом мне кажется, что
You
мы еще
mean
хоть
Rufus?
все сложу ваш по 8.
I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
I'm trying to locate Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where he could be?
You talking about the one everyone calls the sad saint? The man who takes care of the homeless?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry. I don't know where his shelter is. But if you ask around, I'm sure you'll get your answer.
Окей.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
Please don't stay too long, sir.
Возможно, ему что-то задать.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
How come you consider it your only friend?
I found Jack when he was a baby, alone amongst dead rats. Poison, probably. He was the weakest, but he survived. Just like me with my parents.
Like you and your parents?
When I was 8, my parents died in a car accident. Rumour says I didn't get a scratch.
You don't remember the accident?
Снова вопросы у нас появились.
I was little back then. It's been a blurry mess and very quiet in my head ever since.
How have you survived? Did anybody take care of you?
I don't have any family left, really. Except for the good Mrs. Fishburne. She's like my family now.
So long, Rufus. Be
Все,
careful.
пошарили
Take care.
и идем дальше. Поищем еще немножко. Нет, это уже совсем не там. Судя по нашей карте. Тоже бал. Так же. Так же. Так же. Окей, давайте туда в убежище отправимся, на этом все. Ждем завтра. Завтра. Возьмем, когда снимать его будем. Вот сегодня мне с ним точно не справиться. Вроде бы и все перепробовал. Но пока не могу найти. Погоди. Так. Так. Что там? Чего-то же солдат. С ними сразимся. Одного с вами будем, может быть, нам это даже в чем-то поможет. Хотя что, типа шлёда, что ли?
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Она надо будет в Уайтчепел идти. Это же не то, что мы думали, но все равно кое-что нашли. Я куда-то не туда вообще ушел. Где ж мое убежище еще к тому же?
Crush the leech, boys!
In the meantime, the boys are waiting for well,
Так, где-то здесь убежище-то. На втором этаже, походу, дело. Может быть, покачаемся где-то даже? Потому что мы ничего и не сможем. Решаем. ошахнется. Можно даже не ушать, потому что набрать это мало. Что ж, на этом все. С вами был Black Falcon. Если вам понравилось это видео, ставьте большие пальцы вверх, пишите комментарии и подписывайтесь на мой канал. Нажимайте на колокольчик, чтобы не пропускать новые видео, ведь это очень сильно помогает развитию канала. Также подписывайтесь на другие социальные сети нашего канала. Ну и по желанию можете поддержать канал донатом. Все ссылки в описании. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Всем пока.